Good morning and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, today we continue on with our journey through the Beatitudes, the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5. And we're going to look at Matthew chapter 5, verses 5 through 6. And those verses are very important. They're crucial, just like this whole sermon is. These are one of the most well-known. This is one of the most well-known sermons of Jesus. So here we go. Matthew chapter 5, verses 5 and 6 say, "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled." So verse 5, "Blessed are the meek." So this particular beatitude alludes to Psalm chapter 37, verse 11. And the meekness is an attitude of humility. It's an attitude of humility and submission to God. And so Jesus is giving us our pattern here. Our pattern is Him. Our pattern is Jesus. And the same Greek word that's used for meek also means gentle. So our pattern in this case is Jesus, who submits His will to the Father. So we're called to do the same. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Okay? So we're called to humility and submission to Christ. And then we see, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. So those who desire righteousness, those who seek God, they're going to get what they desire. They're going to get what they desire, not those who are confident in their own righteousness, but those who see themselves, those who submit to God and seek His righteousness. They will be filled with that. So what does this mean for us today? I think here Jesus has given us examples on how to live our daily Christian lives. We're not to be prideful. We're not to brag. We're not to brag about our Christianity, but we're to be humble. We're to be meek. We're to look to our example, which is in Christ, and try to live by that example on a daily basis. And I think hungering for and thirsting for righteousness goes hand in hand with being humble and meek. You see, there's a misconception in today's world on what humble means. Humble doesn't mean that we're going to be that we're there and we're going to take and be trampled on and be like whatever. That's not what humility is. Scriptural humility is submission to Christ. That's what being humble means. It means not taking pride, not being a prideful person and arrogant, but always saying, because of God's grace, I'm able to do X, Y, Z. That's putting Christ first and ourselves second. That's what humility is. And along with that humility comes that longing, that thirsting. Psalm 51, "As the deer pants for the water, so my soul longs for you." That's our attitude as Christians. Longing to live as Christ lived, longing for that righteousness, to live that holy life. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Daily Bible Podcast. As always, I request, if you've enjoyed it, to rate it, share it. God bless you guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.